The 10-year projection, that was in year one of the when we put together the member loan program, which supported repaying that loan to the members that participated. And you can see our first year, this is at the operating profit line, was $39,000, and JC Resorts pro forma for the first year of operations is positive $14,000. That is a swing of $53,000. And to reiterate what Pat said, JC did not have privy to the 10-year projection prior to putting together their pro forma. Okay. Now you look at that and you say, okay, 53, not a big deal. But let's go to year two.
We had projected 86,000.
86,000. JC's pro forma is 255,000. Now, one thing I forgot to mention in the first year is in our 10-year projection, each year I calculated a 10% dues increase. 5%. I'm sorry, 5% dues increase. As you can see, their dues increase, and that's the dues that you and I pay, is averaging 4.2%. So the membership, you can see the lift in membership in the second year from 182 up to 206. So they're starting to ratchet up in their process in this 5 years that we've been awarded the contract for them. Now let's go to year three. These are the only 3 years that I've done. This is pretty impressive here. We were very conservative in our membership lift count at 182, and they're projecting 206. And again, the dues increase 5% versus their 4.2. And if you can see the variance there, it's almost $250,000.
Which means lower dues.
Well, it could very well mean lower dues. If these guys perform the way we think they could, then we can lower our dues structure, or at least our anticipated increase.
Actually, no member.
Excuse me?
So 206 members each year. Are you planning on growing the members?
Yes, they plan on growing. I believe you go to year three.
Click on the first tab.
First
They increased the members to 206. It's been 206 in each year. So if you increase the number,
Let's go back to that.
Yeah, you didn't raise the number. They did raise the membership number each year. They had figured an increase.
Yeah, my mistake. That number is incorrect, and the reason is I copied it.
He just did a copy and
There is
paste.
a lift in the membership.
Yes, there is. Yes, they're figuring a lift every year.
I got too fast with my fingers.
Do you have another question?
yes. I don't have a question. I just want to make a statement. I've been here since 1979 through a lot of management changes, and we've had a few increases in quality, but not many. I owned a golf course for 20 years. I built, rented, and I have a lot of friends that own golf courses around the country, and virtually every one of them that has gone to one of the 3 groups that they have chosen have increased their performance to a great amount. Each one of them has been pleased. Some of them have changed from one management to another, but I've heard good, excellent comments about JC Resorts way before I knew we were negotiating, which was only about 3 days ago when I got my email that said this meeting was today. But I'm delighted with JC. They have a couple courses for people I've known, and I really appreciate the way they've grown and handled everything. And Western Golf, I've dealt with the grandfather. I've known him since the early 70s, and I've watched that company grow with the family, and they're a good company, but this is also one of the top qualities, and I fully approve this change. Thank you very much. You guys are doing a great job.
Any other questions? John Ryder.
Hi, just a quick question. You say that our staff becomes part of your and you said that you would be able, that you wouldn't steal them away from us, as Patty brought up, but can you terminate them?
Yes.
Yes, but let me say this. First off, if we were going to terminate, let's say senior manager we're talking about right now, there's no way we would, first off, contractually not, I don't know how that's going to end up panning out, but either way, we would never do anything like that without board approval. It's, there again, I think it's very important to note that Our relationship is communicative and working for the board. Any major decision or any change, we would ask, we're not begging for forgiveness, we're going to ask for permission on everything. So I think it's very important to note. So only way we'd ever do it like that if it was, we had to make a change would be board approval.
And can I say one thing here about this? Because I sell out a lot of employees to different companies. That's how I make a living. And I have never bitten off my nose to spite my face. I never hired somebody from a customer and lost a customer. That doesn't make much sense. But I imagine it happens.
What is our number of members that we're aiming for? How many members?
300.
Well, 300 is what we can have by our statute.
I know, that's what I was wondering. Is that what you're aiming for?
I guess you have to aim high.
Why would-
I would be happy with 225, but I would love to have 300 members.
How many do we have now?
182. Yeah, with 11 on the list to get out. And we did, when we did our pro forma, our 10-year pro forma, we did figure losing 10 members this year because we knew there was going to be some changes and that we were going to lose some. So as far as our budgetary and our pro forma, we are exactly where we thought we were going to be. Other than we are doing a little bit better financially than we thought.
In the 5-year projection that JC provided us, you'll see that 220 at year 5.
At year 5, they were up to 220.
That's our goal for the first 5 years. Can I add something?
Sure, please.
My name is Fred Mock. I have been delegated the responsibility to draft the contract. And I do want these guys to know, and I want you to know, that there will be a provision in that contract about key personnel that says, in effect, that JC cannot terminate our key personnel without the advice and consent of the board of directors.
Thank you.
That will be in there.
Fred? Jim, go ahead. Fred, can you get the microphone, please?
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Interesting that people are asking about fees. Now, what you've not mentioned is, that my recollection is, I've only been a member here for 20 years, and it seems to me that we've been spending about $110,000 for different general managers that we've had, who haven't had the juice for marketing, nor did they have the capability to buy supplies and products and food to give us enough of a profit margin.
That's
And
the
when I
problem.
look at what this company is going to be able to do, what we're paying them is not a problem at all.
You're absolutely right. When you look at the buying power that they bring, it almost offsets their cost, and in some cases, even more than offsets their cost. And you're right, if you bring in a general manager, I called the Club Managers Association, and the average is $145,000 a year. For a general manager down here, it goes up as high as $225,000. So if you're going to bring in one with guns, it's going to cost you a lot of money. And what kind of marketing ability do they have? I don't think they have any.
They don't have the juice.
In your management organization, as far as the food and beverage is concerned, we're going to be keeping our same employees. Do you give them any special training whatsoever?
Yes, in all aspects, actually, regardless of the position. When it gets closer here, we're going to be coming in and interviewing everyone, and the ones that we are, which pretty much be everybody, we will be trained going through the process, and they will be, that's one of our specialties. In fact, I invite everyone to come to some other properties and experience that, so you can experience our, especially on the food and beverage side. I welcome that when you're done, give you my card, and come out and see our properties. But training is key. It's everything. It's about service. And there again, we have to grow, that has to get better to enable us to sell more memberships. Not only to improve the satisfaction of the existing membership, but we're never going to grow memberships if that doesn't get better.
Right.
Quick question again, he's back. The POS computer system for this club is antiquated at best. When will that be replaced and who pays for that and how is that paid for? Question one. Question two, the general manager, I'd like a clarification. Is the club paying you to hire the general managers? That's cost in addition to your fee? Or is the general manager part of your fee?